So, hello everyone, I am Pratik Shetty, your host and your host. And today we are going to shed some light about Google's Summer of Code program and how it's beneficial for the students, like how open source contributors can leverage the benefits of this GSoC program by Google. So, today we have Mr. Vedant Pol, the DevOps production lead, and also a very curious person, his ex GSoC contributor at XWiki, also known as the Rizlot. So, Vedant, over to you. Like, go about
Yeah,
introducing yourself. Yep.
thank you for having me, Pratik. So, my name is Vedant, and I'm a fourth year engineering student, and I'm part of the TCET Open Source organization as the DevOps lead. I also completed my Google Summer of Code in 2021. I also have a startup called Medinate.com. It's part of the Google startup ecosystem. I also have a German patent and tons of experience in contributing to open source and getting into an organization as a contributor. Thanks for having me, Pratik.
Yeah, that's really great. You have done a lot of things and like you're in fourth year. But yeah, you had done this GSoC program in the 21st, right? The 21 year, right? Like, yeah, 2021.
Yeah,
So back then in your early stage, like how did you know about GSoC and like how did you came across the XWiki organization? What was the
yeah,
thing like? What type of proposal you submitted? Can you tell us about that?
yeah. So I was like in my second year, and I wanted to have a internship experience. So, as such, the first year I spent was exploring different stuff, learning different languages. And once I learned them, I wanted to get some hands on experience. And I saw a bunch of YouTube videos and I made a bunch of projects, but I wanted to work on real world projects. So that's how I was looking for internship, and I came across these open source internship programs. And the biggest of them all was the GSoC, I guess, Google Summer of Code, and it was really fascinating. So I guess the GSoC organizations had already been shortlisted by then. So I just went through and saw which organizations were in it. I knew Java at that time, so I just searched Java in the uh, uh, organization list of GSoC, and that's where I saw the idea list. I just saw through all the idea list what I could contribute, what I could help out in, and that's where XWiki and I struck a chord with this making generating a snap package for XWiki. So yeah, I was pretty into Linux and stuff. The first year that I spent exploring and stuff, so I got to know about Linux a lot, like building VMs and building Linux operating system from scratch and stuff like that. Very fascinating for me. So yeah, that's how I got to know about my XWiki GSoC, and then it was just pretty basic standard procedure, like getting to know the mentors, getting to know the people, learning more about the organization, learning on how I could contribute, and then making a final proposal, then get the proposal reviewed by the mentor, and then it finally got accepted, and I was very happy. Very,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like for many people, they don't even know like what GSoC is and what it does and what this organization are all about. Can you share like the GSoC timeline
Okay.
and like the website and tell more about it because many people are very new to it. So like you went to into Snap and Vagera, so they don't have like much
Yeah,
idea about
yeah.
it.
I'll just start with the bare basic. Like GSoC is Google Summer of Code. So this is an initiative by Google where it encourages young, new to open source beginners to contribute to big open source projects. So they select organizations. These are open source organizations that submit to be a part of GSoC. They have an idea list, and they take a set number of candidates that that can be a part of GSoC. That's what basically it is. It's just an internship arranged by Google. It's not a Google internship. You do the internship in the open source organization, but it's an internship. So yeah. So what is open source? Do you want me to get started with that, Pratik?
Sure, yeah, why not? Let's
Yeah.
get like why open source and what are the benefits and all. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
let's go that.
open source is like just making my project available for everyone to see, to make, modify it, to use it in however they want. And there are licenses and stuff. Not all open source software are free to distribute and stuff. So yeah, basically it's a good initiative for multiple people to collaborate on a single project and make something phenomenal. Yeah, that's the crux of open source. Like if you want to be a part of open source, you can make some small like readme changes or stuff like that. These small changes do add up and they do matter. So yeah, that's what really open source is. It's a way for many people to collaborate on a single project. There is much line of code written by outsiders than people inside the company because of this, and we have been able to achieve a lot due to open source.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that,
people in the comment section, can you let us know like if you have contributed to open source? Just say Riz in the comment section so we know that yep, you have contributed. Yep. So Vedant, as you mentioned about your open source journey and like contributions, so we might be asking more questions about that shortly in the further live stream. So can you tell, like for example, if anyone is a newbie and they want to register for GSoC program, where should they go and like how is the registration process from selecting an org to submitting a proposal and getting it accepted? Can you guide us through that process, please?
yeah, I'll just share my screen and get through that. So share screen. uh, yeah, so you could just go to the Google Summer of Code website. Hmm. Yeah, this is my 2021 archived organization. So yeah. So these were the organizations that were part of the GSoC that were selected to be part. The 202 organization, and they select around 1,000 candidates, around about. So this is what how I did it. I just went and searched Java because that's what I knew. If you know something
Yep.
like React JS, you could just search React Native projects. You could search Python projects, and these are big open source organizations. Just one thing, don't ever be intimidated. Everyone there knows that you are a beginner and you are starting off, so nobody expects you to be good from the get-go. So I just searched Java, then I just opened briefly what is this organization about. Okay, so it has open hardware topic, Java, blah. Then I just saw the idea list, what I could help out in. So it says SAC's a general purpose Java, CMS, and Spring Boot. Don't know what that means. Extended deep boot. Most of the stuff you might have no idea about because not everybody knows. Oh, I was not sharing my tab, it seems. Nah. So yeah, this is the first organization. Like you could go and then just view the idea list. And once you view the idea list, here's the idea list part of. There's this SASTIC CMS. I have no clue what that is. So yeah, you just click on it and this give you brief explanation on what it is. CMS and Spring Boot applications and servers. If you know what it means, good for you. I don't. So I just briefed through all of these, and then came XWiki, and I saw what was it about. It's an open source software development platform based on Wiki principles under LGPL license. So yeah, I'll just go to view idea list and bingo. Here, here are the idea list of all the proposed projects. You can also propose your new projects. Like if you think you can contribute something else to GSoC, of course you can. So there's an AI-based tagging of pages, automatic screenshots in documentation. This is not a preferred way. You should always get an idea of what the organization is and is doing. So yeah, I just go through them, and somewhere along those lines, I guess, no, yep, GSoC. Okay, wait, 2021 page. Oops. Oh, okay. So yeah, proposed projects. So Azad Web Authentication, Amazon AML integration for XWiki. There it was. Just a small brief. Create a snap package for XWiki. The idea is to
Yep.
create a snap package of XWiki. The first step is to actually create a clean working snap. So now, if you don't know what a snap package is, it's very difficult to understand. But I'll just show you what a snap is.
In
So
basic
the
language,
apps,
you can say, yeah, like it's a
the App Store for
containerized
Linux.
software package.
Okay, so this is the App Store for Linux. If you use Ubuntu, most of so I could just search for VS Code, and here VS Code is already available. So you can install this. This is like a Google Play Store for applications on Linux. Since I had briefly introduced myself to Linux and I was deep into the ecosystem, I understood what snaps were and how they worked. So this is how I found the project for me, is to create a clean working snap package for the XWiki. Then generation of the snap package of for each version of XWiki should be integrated to the release process. So once I got the idea and I knew that what the mentor meant and I meant were the same things, I went on to the organizations page. So yeah, you could just XWiki contributions. Yeah, contributing to XWiki. They always, most of the open source organization have a contributing guide on how you should contribute, reporting and issues, strategies for answering, joining the community, testing, fixing bugs. Just go through it and how you should. The Google's Summer of Code of Conduct. So this is how I'm getting started and stuff like that. GSoC FAQs and all. So be part of the organization. Go to, I guess the organization might have their Slack channel. XWiki didn't have a Slack channel. They use something known as IRC, Inter Relay Chat. So they had a inter relay chat. Let me check if I could show you that.
Yep, never heard of that, but yeah, must be too old
Yeah,
software. Like, yep,
yeah, these are like old organizations. So
yeah, we can see the page, the website. Yeah,
oh,
looks
you
like
can
it's on
no.
Explorer.
Wait a minute. Okay. Hmm. Odd. Uh, let's just say this is element. These are like basically like Discord and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what they use, an open source for secure decentralized communication. This is what my organization. This is what my organization used for communication. Different organizations have their different procedures. So yeah, let's get back to the idea list.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I found. Then it's basically the process of this creating PRs and getting to know the mentors better. Now I made a bunch of forum posts. If you don't know what a forum is, I'll just show it to you. Forum, every open source organization has their own forums and place where people can share their views, ideas, or generally anything. So it's like this. People make issues here, new contrib repository request. So yeah, you could go to search GSoC. Okay, Yeah, so this is just welcoming Rajat, this year's GSoC contributor. Uh, so yeah, this is my introduction. Like, hello everyone, I'm graduate, open source enthusiastic, and I just replied here, okay, I wanted to create. And then I got a bunch of feedback from the community and people, and I just told them how I would be able to do this project. And I thanked him for his time and everything. Then I went to the IRC and had a better conversation with everyone. So yeah, that's how I got to know everyone.
That's really sounds
That's
great.
it.
Like
That's it.
must
That's
be a different experience. Like from what we get into our academics, we don't get these type of experience in
yeah.
normal internship, etc. Right? Yep.
So this is
Plus,
basically how you should
talking
get started.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Over to
coming
you,
to the
Pratik.
project details. Yep. So can you share what type of project you worked on during GSoC and what was the main objective behind it? Plus, can you show your GitHub so we can learn about the contributions you have done, like yeah, the green graph and all. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. I'll just go to my GitHub. Just a moment. Too many tabs. So yeah, this is my GitHub profile. So yeah, it's not very green, but yeah. So recently I made a contribution to this Unify AI project. It's an open source project. It's about
Yep. It's a ML based.
unifying ML based project. It's about unifying all the AI's
Yep.
AI frameworks. Since there are multiple AI frameworks,
Yep.
it's a really nice
PyTorch, DAX,
project.
TensorFlow, multi
It's a
backend
really
framework
nice.
for Python.
Hmm, it's gaining a lot of traction. So yeah, I just made a few pull requests in it, and it was really lovely contributing to it. And you also get a lot of opportunities. Like, I got paid around $25 for making a PR in this organization, and they also interviewed me for uh, an internship opportunity, and they were offering around $2,000 to $4,000 per month for internships. That is around 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs, I guess. Pratik, can you correct me on that one? Yeah, it's around
Yep.
quite a hefty amount.
Approximately.
That's really quite a hefty amount. So, if you want to know more about my GSoC timeline, I'll just.
You can
mm,
share your profile also, like people would give you a follow back. That's also one of the things.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Uh, I'll share my report. Yeah, GSoC 2022 report. Yeah, I completed it in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. So organization, XWiki, project, packaging, Snap. You can see everything. The my mentors. You can also view my proposal. This was my proposal. It's quite a lengthy proposal. It's around 16 pages on how what I would do. That's why I would like to work on this project. Path of execution. This is how I would. I just used a lot of documentation that was already
Like
available.
yeah.
The using graph is really important. So yeah, create a
Yeah, the ULDs and LLDs, low level
sorry,
diagrams. Yep. There are
create
too much of
a
this executive
snapcraft.yaml
architecture.
file, add global metadata. I had no idea how to build snaps before this. This was my first time building it. I just read a lot of documentation. I just made a way on how I could execute that, since you have to not develop a project. And I also packaged a small Qt where Qt application. So yeah, that's these are some of my projects. Create snap backgrounds, summer plans, and that's it. You can just view it on my GitHub. Yeah,
Sure. Yep.
this is
We will be
how
sharing
the
the link with
GSoC proposal
participants.
goes. Yeah, this is the abstract, the goals, the results. The images are not loading, it seems. But yeah, I wrote around 7,000 lines of code and removed around 2,500 lines of code. I got 20, I made 24 PRs, 23 got merged and one was closed. 24 successfully merged PRs and 85 commits. You can see the list of commits here. This is what I made testing the work. I mean, it might have increased since I keep on, I still update the package. This is what I actually made. This is the XWiki Snap package. You can see I also wrote the documentation for it. Snap Store. Yeah. So let's get back to it.
Yep.
Uh, yeah. That's
So
how my project was built. So yeah, I just forgot your question,
that's
Pratik. Yeah,
really, yep,
I
that's
got
really,
caught up.
really impressive. Yep. So yeah, if you guys want to try this XWiki Snap package, just go. You can install it. It's Debian supported, right? Also, is it supporting Arch? No, right? It's
Pardon
also
me?
sorry. It's only yep. It's only on Debian, right? Snap
No, no,
packages. Yep.
no. Snap
No.
packages are universal packages that can be installed anywhere. So yeah, as you can see, there are the users of Snap package belong to. I guess there was 20 or 30 users from Germany. I guess yeah, a lot of people use. Yeah, uh, it supports Arch, CentOS, Debian, Elementary OS, Fedora, KDE, Neon, Kubuntu,
Okay.
Manjaro, and almost all the major distributions are supported. So yeah,
Yeah. Right.
it's a really cool packaging system.
And what were the specific frameworks or languages you worked during this internship, like the
Uh,
GSoC program?
as for my particular case, there was no framework or anything. I just had to create a snap, and to create a snap, I had to understand how previously XWiki was packaged for Debian and other other methods, and then I have to convert them or utilize them and fix them uh, in a way so that it could be distributed on every platform. Not fix them in particular, but yeah, make it universal would be the right word.
Yep, for the containerized software packages, Snap. Yep. So like going forward, so like how was the mentorship and support you received during the period? Like what was your
Yeah.
experience working with mentors at XWiki, and what type of valuable guidance and support they provided throughout the program? Because one of the best ways of this mentorship programs like GSoC is they actually provide you mentorship at the level of the industry that normal internships or startups can provide you, right? Because they have these experienced people who are mentors who have previously contributed to the project and extensively worked in that field. So would you like to share that experience?
Yeah, the mentors were really nice. Like I remember Thomas being one of my mentors, being very helpful and very supportive. Like he used to reply to me even they have work since they are an employees of the organization. They have work to attend to, and he used to reply to me as often as he could be there for me, solving my doubts, and they were really friendly. And these mentorships go a long, long way because it's something that you will never find. Something, something that you will not find anywhere in India, at least. I mean, in the local creating projects, then deploying those projects, getting a job. It's something like a foreign German person who's been working in this industry for so long and working on cutting edge products at a very high level is mentoring me and teaching me is a very beautiful and valuable, I would say, very valuable. And uh, these people are very friendly. Like if you go to any organization, I hardly believe there would be any rude welcoming to newcomers. Since these are open source organization, they want you to contribute. So they are very friendly towards beginners. So if you have any doubts, you should just ping them, or just make a forum post, and I am sure that somebody or the community will help you out. Like, everybody is really friendly, and it's a nice place that supports and enhances growth, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it,
exactly. Like
Pratik.
the mentors are your like support system. They would help you wherever you're stuck. And also the reviews they provide are beneficial. Like specific code architecture, it might be enhancing your skills and learnings. So, yeah. Coming on to the next question, like, can you share any interaction with your mentors that actually help you upgrade your skills? Like, as in, what type of things you learned at XWiki that you are grateful that you are able to implement here at TCT Open Source or in your
Yeah,
future endeavors?
yeah, I learned about contributing to open source. Most important thing I learned was contributing. Like, I understood that people are very welcoming. The kind of questions that I should ask to maximize the response that I would get. I understood how to just be open to feedback. Mostly it was negative feedback because I was a new beginner and I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, they really explained it to me in a way that I could understand. Like, I didn't know how to use the inter-relay chat IRC, and I was corrected by the owner of the organization. Owner, not really the owner, the CTO of the organization, for pasting outputs differently and everything. Syntax was incorrect. So yeah, it was really helpful that way. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it taught me, how to get into an open source organization and how to contribute and how to get started. It just gave me
Yeah,
the
like
boost that I needed. Yeah.
you look back to your first PR when you started out there, and you look out at your PRs now. So there is a drastic change, right? So that's what you
Yeah.
actually learn from contributing to open source, which wouldn't be possible if you don't contribute actively. That's one of the
Yeah,
perspectives.
I made before I did GSoC, I made smaller PRs. These PRs were like changing background, adding something like that. These were smaller PRs and not really amount to much. But after GSoC, after I got the confidence to talk to people and understand how these projects are managed and work, I was able to contribute to them much effectively. I was able to contribute to this Unify AI. Currently, I made around 4 or 5 PRs in that project, and after that, I also added a bunch of. I had a knack for creating Chrome extensions. So I just saw some projects written in vanilla JavaScript and CSS, and I just created a Chrome extension for them and made PRs. That's how I just became an open source expert, or not expert, but yeah, mediocre open source contributor, upgraded from
Right.
a beginner.
So, like, as you shared about your experience, so this GSOC experience must have held some important, significant role in your life, right? Where you are planning to achieve in your future, or might be when you are contributing in the future any great organization. So, this experience must play some role there, right? So, can you share like how it played a role, like in your future things like Unify AI or like other organization where you have contributed? Did you
Yeah.
take some take from here?
Pardon me. I didn't get
Yeah,
the
did
last
you
part.
have some takeaways from your GSOC experience that
Yeah.
really did that?
GSoC opened the door for remote work and open source work for me. So yeah, currently I didn't. At that time, I didn't know that I could pursue open source jobs or remote jobs as such. And if you see the advantages of remote jobs compared to what I could get on an on campus placement, it's far too better. Like if I take Microsoft, like Microsoft in India around pays around 40 lakhs CTC, which in hand comes around to be 2 or 3, but the same, not even two, but yeah, the same caliber of engineer, if he applies to these open source or remote jobs, he's able to get a much higher package, since the purchase power parity, since I get paid in dollars and there's no tax to be paid, since I'm exporting my services. The export in India, export of goods and services gets no tax. So yeah, I'm exporting my services, so it doesn't get taxed much. So yeah, that's how I saw the advantages. The work-life balance is better. The office hours are very strict. I could just shut my computer down. Of course, there's a part of not being able to go physically to a office, but yeah, open source just opened a few doors for me where I could look for opportunities for my career.
It actually eases the access of a person. Like working remotely is definitely better. You're like at your
Yeah,
home, at your
and
comfort.
I could
But yeah, the
work on
time zone
the
wala thing is still there. Yep.
yeah time zone wala
And
thing
like
is there, but I could work on the cutting edge technology, like working
exactly.
on
Yep.
the latest and the greatest. That's really cool and really
Yeah.
fascinating to be a part of, contributing to
Right.
something great.
Yep. Unless we have to work on Turbo C. Yep. That's another thing.
Yeah, I still remember in 12th using Turbo C.
So coming to our next part of the live stream, community and collaboration. These are two important C's of an organization, right? Without this, the organization can't grow beyond their scope. So, like, can you tell in XWiki how community and collaboration played a role? Like, through community, I understand the support of the mentors and the forums, etc., and
Hmm.
like collaboration, like working with other developers, peer reviews, etc. Like maybe developer coding sessions like pair programming or stuff like that. So can you share some experience of that?
Okay, so collaboration. I was the only guy selected by XWiki for that year, so I didn't get to experience any peer programming or what my counterpart at XWiki was doing. I had no idea. There was no pair programming. I was given a set of targets which I had to achieve. The time limits were flexible. I had to upload just my weekly stuff that I had completed. I informed them when I was on holidays, and that's the community collaboration aspect of it, I guess. The community aspect was getting feedback from not just the mentors but everyone. Like everyone was ready to help me and would spend their precious time on helping me fix a small issue or just getting stuff done. That's the community.
Yep. And what about your community experience at here TCT open source? Like
Yeah,
as you have
it's
been
been
the DevOps
lovely.
production lead. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
So
currently
how
the
was
DevOps lead at.
collaborating with DevOps? Yep.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know there are
currently
amazing people
the
out here.
DevOps
DevOps
lead
people,
at
can you
TCT Open Source.
spam Riz in the comments? So we know that DevOps people are active. And yep, can you share like how TCT open source culture? Like, did you like how we introduce people to open source work with the projects? We are currently working with TCT Linux, one of our flagship projects. So yeah, can you share that experience and like how we are doing things differently and unique as in integrating
Yeah,
open source into academics?
yeah. So like we are starting at the academic level. So we are picking students from first year, second year who have no coding experience and giving them a hands-on experience in contributing to our projects. Our projects are like they use the latest tech and they are fun to contribute in. These are the big projects. Currently the DevOps team has the TCET Linux project. Like it's a operating system built from scratch by by our team, and the head of the team was Gaurang himself. Gaurang is the guy behind the ASP movie, Arch Linux movie. Very, very amazing project. So yeah, we are helping students and everyone just collaborate and work together and just be a part of this amazing process. We just give them a heads up on contributing to open source. This is a safe space. So yeah, we can contribute to open source in a, let's say there are you don't have to get intimidated. Since we are from the same college, we are just your seniors. You don't have to just get intimidated by contributing to open source and a lot of stuff. You could just go in there, have a chat with the
Yeah.
people, explore what you can do in here, see what issues you can solve, and help out. I guess there are a lot of external PRs that are made, not in DevOps particular, but the front end, back end, and of course Pratik, our AI ML lead. So yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Like
that's
you should not,
how it's and
you
that's
should
how
be
it's
confident.
encouraging
Just
for
go
everyone.
about asking. Yeah, we are really open to this all type of questions and providing mentorship. So coming on to our favorite section and like the tips for GSoC 2024 aspirants, like what should they do? Like can you guide them like how, based on your experience, of course, like
Yeah.
what people do wrongly and what you should do that. Yep.
Okay, what people do wrongly. Mm, First of all, is they get scared and overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to know everything. If you see something and you don't understand it, it's okay. Just calm down. Like, it's okay not to know everything. Like, I know it's an overwhelming experience, but look for things that you can contribute to. If you don't find anything you can contribute to, look for something that you know. If you know about something, you can learn more about it and just try to contribute. Like, you don't have to get selected. Like, you just have to go through this journey by yourself, like being the part of the team, speaking to people inside the organization, uh, like getting to know them, talking to, not getting to know them in particular, but understanding on what they expect from the project and how you could contribute to it. Making PRs is a good way to make an impression that you know much about the software and stuff. So just don't be scared. Make Everyone makes mistakes. You can sound silly or bad. That's okay. That's just part of the process. You just have to be yourself in the forum, introduce yourself, and mostly with people will guide you on where on how to contribute to their website. They will just link you some documentation. Each and every organization has their own documentation. Be sure to read the documentation. Like reading the documentation is very important. I just read a lot of documentation. I Throughout my GSoC process, I just was reading documentation and learning things on how things work. So yeah, that's what you should do. Don't be scared. Organization, learn. That's what we are here for, not for the money and the monetary gains. We are just here to learn and contribute to the project.
Exactly.
If you can
Yep.
make one PR on a project from a beginner, that's a great achievement in my books at least. Yeah. Bye. Over to you, Pratik.
Yeah, exactly. And also, the most important thing is not being disheartened if you are not accepted into the GSOC program, because the acceptance rate is something like 1.8 or 2% something. I guess even less than that. So even if you can't get into the program, you should still contribute. That might set you up for the next intervention of the program, and also giving you a chance to explore how open source works and giving you a handy experience. That's one of the important things. Yep. Plus, now let's come to the most awaited section, Q&A section. So we would be
Yeah,
taking your wonderful questions now. So
I
first
can see a
question
bunch of
is from,
questions.
yeah, Praveen Yadav. So his question is, so what are your thoughts on immutable Linux systems?
Okay, what do you mean by immutable Linux systems? Are you referring to Ubuntu or something that lock their users into proprietary software packages like snaps or something like that? Okay, my views on that. It's okay for most of the users. Like Ubuntu was never meant to be for niche people. It was meant to be for everyone. So if they want to make give snaps for everyone, that's just good. But it's Linux after all. So there's nothing called immutable in Linux. You can always change stuff. You can also change the kernel and you can just tinker around in everything. It's Linux after all. Make it your own. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right, exactly. Like the main purpose of Linux is to make it as much tweakable as possible. Like putting on restriction or something like atomic updates is not the actual thing. Yeah. So coming on to the next question by Mr. Jayesh. So is asking like, should we try for internship in first year or to try and learn more and explore more? It's like the beginner syndrome. Like everyone is like, do I have the skills to actually get started or should I spend more time? You absolutely know. Every beginner has that syndrome.
Yeah, I just believe that you should explore in the first year. Like, there's so much to learn. Like, if you really took engineering to just do engineering, there's so much to explore. You can make some small AI ML project. You could build something natural language processing model. You could make some Arduino project that uh, I made a Arduino project that just turns on my light switch at 5 o'clock in the morning because I wanted to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and my clock was not working as I used to just skip my alarm. So I just created this small servo and Arduino device with a RTC, I guess real time tracking. That's what it's called, and it used to just flip the switch of my room at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's how I got into fitness and everything due to that little device. So yeah, it's about first year, just about exploring everything. Whatever you find, cryptography or anything, whatever you find fascinating, just explore. Once you build your base, you should go on, apply for internships, learn new stuff, and just go ahead from that. This is engineering is just about building, not just about getting jobs and money. It's just about building something fun. That's what I did engineering for. It's just fun.
Right.
So yeah, utilize
There's a
your first year.
similar question like what first year students regarding the coding journey. I guess, yeah, if you
Coding
want to add
journey,
something.
yeah, just pick a language if you don't know where to start. Search on YouTube what you could do with that language. I mean, you should be able to do almost everything. Look on just problem solve, I guess. Look around what problems are you facing. Like I faced a problem of not waking up in the morning at 5 o'clock, so I found a solution of just turning my light switch on. So yeah, just look around, solve some problems. That's how you build really good projects. Like, I'll give you the example of our previous DevOps lead, Gaurav. He built ALG, Arch Linux GUI. If you don't know, it's a very, very successful project. I I understand he just built it for some reason because it was COVID and he was at home, and that project of his got him an job offer by Meta and Amazon. I guess he's currently in London. I guess Pratik, am I right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
He's
So
doing
yeah,
production engineering.
he got an what do you call it, an internship offer and just flight ticket to London and just working on the latest cutting edge. So yeah, it's first year you should not chill. but you should learn and explore. Yeah. And second year, you should just start getting a little more into projects and contributing to open source. In first year also, you can contribute to open source and uh, make what do you call it? Make a GSoC contribution. Like internships are good, but I think you should explore just a little bit more.
Yep. So next question, like we have from Praveen Yadav, like he had a question related to closed source software. So let me just give you a gist. Like normally in open source we use GitHub. How do like closed source companies? What type of version control tools they use?
Okay, so closed source companies might also use GitHub. These projects might be private. People might be part of the contributions. They can use GitLabs and something like that. The version control systems and
Yep.
everything. Hmm.
Plus, I would like to add like
These
Meta or Facebook has its own Git like alternative known as Sapling. They use that. It's a SCM like management tool, like just like Git. So yeah. Plus,
yeah,
Google might have its own. Yep. Plus private repositories as you mentioned.
yeah. So you just have to be the part of the organization to have a look at these tech stacks. They have a particular tech stacks and stuff. So yeah, for open source, many platform like it, Everything, how do companies with close? Yeah, they manage the same way the open source software does. Just they are their source code is tightly constructed. You cannot down take their entire source code, make modification. If I wanted Google to show me a plus 18 content, I could modify it to do so. And if it was an open source project, somebody might have built an alternative to make such searches. But hmm,
Exactly. Yep.
since it is not
Coming
open
on to
source,
the
we cannot take that project and modify it. Yeah, next.
next,
What technology are you fascinated with right now?
what are
Yeah.
the technologies you're currently working on?
Okay, what technologies? I guess AI, Unify AI was something that fascinated me. It combined multiple frameworks like NumPy. So what the problem was? Uh, how do I explain it to you? Just a minute.
About
So
to
yeah,
unify AI one?
yeah,
Yeah.
every few years a
So
new frameworks comes into play. So first there was our basic NumPy, then PyTorch came along, then
Jax,
hmm,
TensorFlow.
Jax came around. Jax had this amazing, what do you call, debugging system. That's why it got
Yep.
very popular. And
Keras
these
also is
each
there.
frame,
Yeah.
yeah, they, and paddle. A lot of Chinese
Yep.
researchers use paddle. So yeah, so these are a few frameworks, and each frameworks have, if you have a model, each framework has their own
Python backend.
implemented model. Yeah. So Unify AI did something. They just integrated all these software. So you just use one one framework for everything, and it does the NumPy thing for you. It converts the Terra's code for you. It converts the. I guess they finished completed the paddle also. So yeah, it's a very unique and fascinating journey. This is I don't have much experience in AI/ML, but that's also really fascinating for me. Yeah, I
Yep.
did one internship in AI/ML.
Right. So
It
basically,
was
this
in
unify
product-based.
AI, yep, allows you
Yeah,
to basically have multi-origin Python backends, like, and you can use multiple like PyTorch. We use Cursor. You can use TensorFlow, Keras. So it's like, yep, mind blowing. So coming on to the next question, it's a very generic type of question that every beginner definitely asks. Like, sir, how to get a job through open source? Please give some tips. So, इसको क्या
yeah.
tips दोगे sir? Yeah,
Okay, so how to get a job through open source? Uh, Open source companies are real companies. They are not like you work for free and that's how it goes. They have real tangible products that they sell in the market. These companies have licenses. The code is contributed and written in open source, but the distribution you cannot distribute the same product. You cannot just pick it up and sell it as it's your own. Yeah. So it's free to modify and use. That also depends variably on the license it use. Just look on what licenses it use. And so once you make the contributions to open source, suppose a project is there, a company goes open source, you could contribute to that project and showcase your skills. It's mainly to showcase your skills. A company gets to know, oh damn, he's making a lot of PRs in our company, we should hire him. And that's how you get an offer through open source. They also might have job openings like normal companies where you might apply and they might hire you. But what as far as I have seen, people contribute a lot to open source. They do get an offer from the company if they would like you to be the part of their team. Yeah, that's how you get a job through open source. That's how I got a offer from Ivy, internship
Yeah.
offer from Ivy. Yeah,
Yeah, Ivy has some junior level machine learning roles. Yep. I was just browsing
yeah,
through
they
that.
have a
So
few
coming to the
positions
next
open. And
question. So TCT Linux is based on Arch Linux. So does that mean your OS is a pre-built Arch distro? And this is a really important question because many people ask this. Is it like you took a template, you bundled in your KDs, you bundled in your Ds, you bundled some tweaks, and you made your startup app? Is just that all you have done, or is it actually some build you have taken in?
currently, we even changed the kernel of the TCT Linux. Uh, so yeah, is TCT Linux Arch based? You could say in a way, yes, it's Arch based Linux. But as you know, Arch Linux on its own is not much. Yeah, we did add a not a window manager. What do you call that?
Tiling,
No,
desktop
not the
environment.
tiling window manager. Yeah, desktop environment. Yeah, so, yeah, we did. So, yeah, we did add the desktop environment and stuff, and maintaining it is also a big issue. So yeah, ECT Linux is kind of, you could say, based on Arch Linux. But yeah, there are a lot of distribution that are based on Arch Linux that are not pre-built. So, what do you mean by pre-built? I guess is Manjaro pre-built to you? Probably not. It has its own different
Yeah,
method of development. So yeah,
exactly. There are a lot of Arch-based distributions like Arctic, Arco Linux, and Devers OS. These are
yeah,
all
yeah. So
the
yeah,
like a branch
we
of it.
did use
Yeah.
Arch Linux as a base, but yeah,
So coming
it's
to the
not
next
real.
question, yeah, it's from a CEO. Like the question is, as a beginner, what level of preparation should an individual do for GSoC?
As a beginner, I didn't have any experience in open source or stuff like that. I just found something that I liked and I just tried to contribute, and it just happened. Or I would say. So I don't think you need any preparation. If you don't know, I didn't even use Java for the GSoC preparation. It was entirely writing scripts, writing .yaml file that would build the snap package for us. That was entirely the thing of my GSoC. So different projects, different requirements, depends on individuals. I don't think you need any much of preparation for GSoC. Just a language you got to hold of would be more than enough. Try to contribute. Just try to learn. That's what the main aim of GSoC is, that you get to learn. Even if you are not a contributor, you just get to learn a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So next question is from Harsh Upadhyay.
When should
This is
we
from our
submit
DevOps team.
and do we wait?
Yeah. So like what
Okay.
like when we should wait for the idea list to be declared, or should we propose an idea from ourselves, like a feature request or enhancement?
Pushing something from the idea list would be preferable, but or we wait for the idea list to be declared, or we should create a generic proposal. You could add the basic details in if that's what you meant beforehand, but creating the proposal is not the biggest task you will face. It would be around 5 or 10% of the work you need to do at the end of GSoC. When should we start preparing the proposal? After you get the not the confirmation, understand after you have understood the problem enough. Once you look at the problem that you're planning to solve or might solve, you might have to take feedback from the community. You might have to propose some methods on how you would do it to the community. If you go to my XWiki 2022 report, you could see that all the community post that I made, in which I proposed on how I was going through. I got feedback from the community that this might not be possible and this is not how things should go. So I countered them and I think this might work. So yeah, this is how you have a healthy discussion. And once you have this healthy discussion and once you get an idea on how you should do it, that's how that's when you should start preparing the proposal. Yeah, I think it's a good time to start preparing a proposal. I made up my proposal in around a week or something.
Yeah. So again, the type of beginner questions like I'm familiar with this tech stack, so
uh,
I'm able to contribute to a
so
repo.
where I should focus and what tech stack should I use? Okay, so it's not about what you know, it's about what the repo requires. So if the repo is written in React, if the repo repository project is in React JS, you might have to know React JS. If but you could filter out projects that don't use React JS. So search what where should I focus and what tech stack should I choose if I contribute to a repo. So yeah, just look at the repository that you want to contribute to. Look at the project that you like. You think that's a cool project that would help, and you want to be a part of this project. Learn about it. And if you
Exactly.
already know the tech stack, just contribute. Roadmap of some
Again, the
sort of
same type of
tech stack.
question.
Yeah, there's no
I guess you
roadmap.
have answered that. Yep.
Hmm.
So
There's
going
no
on to the next
roadmap.
question from our CTO Vishal Rawat. Does GSoC give those amazing headphones? Uh, don't lie. Are those
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the GSoC? Okay,
yeah. I
that's
got a
extra
bunch of
motivation.
money. Yeah, I got
That are
a
extra
lot
motivation.
of money, so I bought these Sony XM4s headphones. Really cool. They offer really great noise cancellation, even in heavy environments. I don't get disturbed. GSoC
Yep,
bought me
pro
this.
noise cancellation. So
Yeah.
next question is from Mihir Singh.
What is
What
the
is eligibility
eligibility?
to join TCD
This
open
is
source?
there's no eligibility. If you can contribute to our project, you are welcome. And even if you can't, if you want to learn and contribute, join us, and we'll just together learn. I guess. Even if you don't ask questions on the forum, ask question on the community. We have a flourishing Discord. Just ask question, and I know a bunch of people will help you out. A lot of people. You like front end, go into front end section and just message, hey, is there something that I could help you out with? I know this. Then someone might help you out, offer you stuff. Can you help us out changing the background? Maybe that. And then you go around, look, how do you change background for these projects? How do you do that? Spend a lot of hours learning. And then you make the PR. Then you get your PR merged. And that's how you have learned to make an open source contribution.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Mr. Praveen Yadav is back at it, the first year guy. So, Bo, it is possible to get jobs via Linux projects. I mean, we have a
Yeah.
live example. Our mentor,
Uh,
Gaurang. Yeah.
Gorang got an
An-
offer from Meta and he's currently in London due to his project Arch Linux GUI, which is an amazing project to be honest. You should check it out. It's really cool. So yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Linux projects. If there are jobs,
Plus,
you will also get the opportunity.
yes, and another
Why
question
are
like, why
captchas
are
getting harder
captchas?
and harder to solve day by day? Okay, that's something
I
I
mean,
don't
because
know.
AI are training on the existing captchas. Like there are different types of captchas. First there were two captchas, then captcha v2, and then like there were captcha v3, like different types of like image captchas. And yeah, now there are like captchas where you have to interact and like the direction of, like there are interactive captchas. So because like they were using automation tools, like Selenium can easily bypass image captchas. There are very open source tools also which can help you to bypass these type of captchas. So I guess because of that, AI is being able to do that, and it can launch a DDoS attack and bring down a server, maybe like uh, you could do a remote SQL injection. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
why there are improved authenticity, right? There are more harder captchas.
Yeah, you could just Google that, find companies that might be solving these problems and just contribute to them on open source. It's really fun
Yep.
to just
So
go down a rabbit hole. You
we have
participate
a
in a lot
question
of
from Yo.
hackathons. I
Yo,
have just
yes.
participated in 2 or 3 hackathons as such. I don't really like the participating in hackathons. I guess there was Hackanova where we won the where we were semi-finalists, and then there was also Deep Blue Hackathon where we were semi-finalists. Yeah, I have 2 or 3 hackathon experience. Not really a
Yeah.
lot, but yeah, I don't really like
Plus,
hackathons.
the SIH season is going on. So I guess you people might be having
Yeah,
your SIH hackathons. Yep. Plus, there are a lot of community hackathons all over Mumbai. Like there are different colleges that conduct hackathons offline. Even there are hybrid hackathons. For example, if you are a Linux degenerate and don't want to move into the sunlight, you can do hybrid hackathons, remote hackathons. There are MLH which provide you remote hackathons where you can participate in the 24, 48-hour hackathon, and yep, you can do it from your home. Build a team with your friends, and like yep, it's just like you have to go there, figure it out how to connect front end with back end, how to integrate ML into your projects, and that is where your 24 hours go in. Like most of the time is spent on debugging, guys. The building part is small, but the debugging part is the pain point. Once you participate in hackathons, you get to know about all this stuff. In fact, I learned a
yeah,
lot of things through hackathons that I wouldn't have if I didn't get myself in that situation. So yeah, that's why participating in hackathons is really necessary. You should
yeah.
try it out. It's a
It
unique
helps people.
experience.
Yeah, it helps
Yep.
people out a lot. I personally am not a fan of crunching those. I just need to sleep. I can't sacrifice my sleep and perform efficiently. So yeah, I'm not very big fan of hackathons. But yeah, people do benefit a lot and make it big using hackathons. Yeah.
Yep. We have a question
Where
like
when
when.
can we
Yep.
join TCT Open Source now? Mm, it's an open source community. You can join it right now. You can just close all the tabs, open TCT Open Source, this Google TCT Open Source, go into our Discord server, look into our GitHub where you can contribute, and just
Yep.
there's no when you can do it right now. It's an open source community. We welcome everyone.
Yeah, and
So
plus,
yeah,
moderators, can you please share some of the links of TCT open source in the comment section so yeah, people can join? Yeah.
yeah, it's really lovely community that we have got.
So I guess the questions are enough. Like the it's already a 1 hour plus stream, and I
Yeah,
guess we have almost answered different types of questions. Okay, there is some more questions.
there's just one
Let's go
last
about.
question. Yeah.
Yep.
How many
So
times
the
an
question.
individual can apply to GSoC as a contributor, and is there any limit set, or is it open for corporate people? Yeah. In the
Yeah.
year 2022, they opened up GSoC. I mean, even if you're not enrolled into a university or a course, you can do GSoC. Anyone can do GSoC. I mean, if you're 40, you can do GSoC. That's uh, that's how open it is. And the number of times, I guess it's not more than 2 times. So you can do it twice, then not for the third time. Yeah, that's how many times you can do it, and
Yeah.
it's open for all, I guess.
Exactly.
That's it for the
Plus,
Q&A, I guess.
one important thing we have to highlight the Hacktoberfest, the most awaited Hacktoberfest. So can you shed some light what Hacktober is, and maybe drop some plans, and like why you should be like excited for this Hacktoberfest, why it's necessary?
Yeah. So Hacktoberfest is an event where if almost all of the repositories have some good first issues or Hacktoberfest issues. These are small issues that you can solve. Our TCET open source will also participating in Hacktoberfest. If you make, I guess, 3 or 4 contributions, Pratik, am I right?
Yeah, 4 contributions.
Yeah, if you make 4 contribution, you get swag from Hacktoberfest. So yeah, last year I got a really cool T-shirt and really cool stickers. It was not last year,
Right.
I guess. I had applied some year and I had got this cool T-shirts and swag that was shipped all the way from Germany for completing 4 PRs. And
Sadly,
guess
Vedant,
what?
this year they won't be doing that. They have discontinued the swag wala thing. But yeah, like
Oh, sad.
they will plant a tree in your name, like a sapling in your
Oh,
name, but they won't be sending the swag because of the logistic issue they face, like import duty and custom tax, etc. So, but still, if you contribute into TCT open source Hacktoberfest projects, there might be something for you guys. We won't promise that, but there might be something. So just stay tuned and keep contributing. Like there would be orientation sessions and also just be tuned in, and you might be up for some surprises in the month of, this is the Preptember month, and in the Hacktober month there will be a lot of amazing things, workshop sessions and all. Just keep your excitement in a container, and yep. So I guess you can join the Discord link. Our CEO Himanshu Agarwal has shared it. You can also see it in the screen here. Just join our Discord. There's a general channel. You can start chatting, and you would know more details about TCT open source, like what projects we work on. Yep, more things.
yeah,
Yeah,
Pratik, I guess Himanshu will take over from here. Uh, yeah, feel free to tag us or screenshot this webinar and just share it on your socials. Yeah, over to you, Himanshu.
So, hello everyone. I am sorry, but my laptop has some camera issue right now, so I won't be joining with my videos on. But thank you so much, Vedant and Pratik, for such an insightful podcast and a session. We really were inspired a lot with Vedant's journey, and we hope that every open source enthusiast, or everyone who has watched this video, will be taking some good insights with them, and will be taking some good experiences and some tips that Vedant has shared in between these talks. So yeah, that will be very helpful for you. Again, Vedant, thank you for taking your time and coming here and, yeah, giving
Yeah,
a good
thank you
session
for
for our
having me.
speakers.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, thank you, Pratik.
yep. Thank you, Vedant,
Yeah,
for being our guest and like enlightening our students about GSoC program and also about the Hacktoberfest. Soon we will be having amazing
Yeah,
activities for that.
thanks, Pratik. Thank you, everyone. W open source is.
Yep.
so that's it
Okay,
for
can we
today,
have some
guys.
photos also? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just pose for a photo, I guess. So you could just screenshot it.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Yep. Done.
So
Thank you guys. Thank you for
yeah,
joining.
thank you, guys.
that's it
Thank you,
for today,
Pratik.
guys. We will be back with another session. Do let us know if you all think that you need some sessions, or we might come with another podcast or another insightful experience for you all. Thank you and stay tuned. Also, before leaving, if you all have not followed us, then you can please follow us on our channels and let your peers know that we exist here too. Yeah. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Vedant, Pratik.
Thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you, everyone.